I spent many hours during the weekend reading about the failure of Silicone Valley Bank and, in the process, produced 3 videos related to the matter. I was mostly thinking about my investments in our local lenders, DBS, OCBC, and U.A.B. at the time. Satisfied that the sky is not falling, I thought about how the F.D.I.C in the U.S.A. could only pay out $250,000 to each Silicone Valley Bank customer. $250,000 is the sum covered by their insurance scheme. In Singapore, we have the S.D.I.C or the Singapore Deposit Insurance Corporation. Currently, the deposit insurance scheme protects non-bank depositors. Who are these depositors? They are individuals, charities, sole proprietorships, partnerships, companies, and unincorporated entities. The scheme covers their Singapore dollar monies placed with a scheme member, for up to $75,000 per depositor per scheme member. All full banks and finance companies in Singapore are required to be members of the Deposit Insurance Scheme. The Deposit Insurance Scheme covers deposits in SGD held in standard savings, current or fixed deposit accounts. It also covers SGD monies placed with any scheme member under the Supplementary Retirement Scheme, CPF Retirement Sum Scheme and CPF Investment Scheme. It is also worth noting that deposits are not insured separately in each branch office of a bank or finance company. This means that all your eligible accounts maintained with different branches of a full bank or finance company are aggregated and insured up to $75,000 with the same bank or finance company. Monies placed under the CPF Retirement Sum Scheme and the CPF Investment Scheme with a Deposit Insurance Scheme member are aggregated and separately insured up to $75,000. So, for people who have placed fixed deposits using their CPF money with OCBC, for example, they are only insured up to $75,000 for that fixed deposit placement. This removes the risk-free characteristic of the CPF for any amount above $75,000. If more than $75,000 is placed with the bank. This is one point in T-Bill's favor. It is also stated that foreign currency deposits are not insured. So, people who thought the US dollar fixed deposit offered by banks were pretty attractive, because they offered 1% per annum more in interest payment, might want to keep this in mind. The S.D.I.C aims to protect only the core savings or transaction accounts of small depositors, which, apparently, makes it different from the F.D.I.C in the U.S.A. With banks and finance companies constantly creating new products, it can be hard to know which deposits are covered by deposit insurance and which are not. Still, I feel that for what is insured, an amount of $75,000 is too low and the authorities should look into possibly increasing the amount to $100,000 or even $150,000 as income. It is only reasonable, especially when the value of money has been shrinking in the face of strong inflation, and a coverage of $75,000 seems inadequate to me.